Good morning, guys. This is the morning post show. Emily and I. Hiya. Hello. We just got done doing cardio. We just did about 30 minutes just like we normally do. And last night I ate the most delicious food ever. Post show, I feel really good this morning. I didn't feel super bloated this morning. Like I thought my food baby was gonna last for 3 days because it was that bad. I have something to improve upon now because I did get second place. I am hungry for the first place spot and the overall because I have gotten those before, but again, the placing does not matter to me. I would have been happy with last place or first place. The whole day was just a really fun experience, and then I've talked about this before, like everything leading up to the show day is what I live for. So I'm excited to at least have something to strive for the next show in 3 weeks. I'm doing Pacific USA's in San Diego with my roommate Karen, and then Kyler and John are also doing that show, which is going to be a super fun weekend. So I'm very excited. Emily might come. Yes. To come join the San Diego festivities, and then I'll be ending my season there. Training today because usually the day after the show I feel a little lethargic, I'm feeling tired, and I like to just get back to everything 100% on Monday. But today I was actually feeling really good, so I came to the gym and I wanted to do a leg day because I feel energized and I feel good and I feel like ready to go, so I figured I'd take advantage of it. I did 3 sets of 3 on squats for 135, so like my lower back is pretty wrecked from posing, and then I'm gonna do sets of something at 135 for deadlift, sumo deadlift, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not anticipating hitting any PRs today or anything, but like I'm just trying to get some volume in, and then we're gonna do some hamstring stuff and some glute work as well as that. I did not film my squats just because it's really busy in the gym, and they've been very particular about who's allowed to film and what kind of filming is allowed. So having someone film me is okay, but filming myself and vlogging it is difficult because people feel like they're getting in the background of the video, and the members are like really vocal here and they don't want that. So one thing that I did want to mention is someone named Lucas came up to me today, and he's over there in the gym right now, and he's like this big powerlifter guy, and he says he watches like Mark Bell stuff, and he was looking at Gold's Gym Venice people training, and he like came across my YouTube channel a few months ago, and him and his wife just wanted to come to me and say like, thank you for putting out really good content, I follow your stuff. And I was like, that's really cool. Being a female, I anticipate a lot of females following my channel, but I think it's really cool when guys come to me and they say like, hey, I appreciate your content, like I don't just watch you because you're like a girl and you have a butt or whatever. Like he was just telling me that he appreciates my content and that it's good. So I think that's really cool. It was really nice to meet Lucas, super reassuring. That being super hard, but it was. I'm weak AF. I'll get back to it though. Muscle building is not a problem for me. Losing fat is a problem, but muscle building, not a problem. Strength building, not a problem. We'll get back there. having my daily salad, same exact thing I always have. Chicken, mushrooms, spinach, shredded lettuce, a little pico, and a little bit of sriracha and honey mustard. And this stuff, so good. So we are one day post-show for my first show of this particular season. And I kind of wanted to talk about my plans moving forward, but before I do that, I think now, I've been meaning to do this video for a long time, but I think now would be a good time to take a look back at my competition history and explain to you guys what I did from the very start of my very first bikini competition up until this point, and why I've kind of had to grind so hard as I have in this past prep that you guys mostly have seen. A lot of you guys are new, and my channel has grown a lot over this prep series, so a lot of you guys are only seeing this prep and you don't really know what has accumulated up until this point. This is gonna be one of those videos where I put a lot of effort into the editing, and I'm gonna be showing you guys like pictures and clips from like old preps and stuff like that, so give the video a thumbs up because I'm putting a lot of effort into this video. I actually even have like a timeline written down of everything that I've done, so let's go ahead and get to it. First things first, June of 2013 is when I did my first bikini competition. Pictures are gonna be inserted here. My first ever prep was a 5-week prep. I got a meal plan from a friend. The reason why I did the bikini competition was because one of my friends did it, and I was like, that looks super cool. I kind of want to do that. I really want to like change my body, and I think that bikini competitions are going to be the way to go. So I did a 5-week bro diet prep. I remember my last meal of the day was always tilapia and salad, and like the only thing I put on it was lemon juice, and I was gagging every single time I ate it. It was absolutely awful. So by the time I finished that, I was like, I don't really have any desire to keep doing this. So for the rest of 2013, from June up until the end of the year, I did not have any plans to continue competing, so I kind of was just eating normally. I was in college, I was drinking, so I was like trying to balance doing fitness still and training and like doing my best attempts at healthy eating, like choosing salads and egg white omelets for like lunch and breakfast as opposed to like higher calorie breakfast, but I would still binge drink on the weekends and all that stuff. So I think my first show I was probably at 1,200 calories or so for 5 weeks though, like it was not long at all. I definitely saw changes, I definitely lost weight, but I was probably at 1,200 calories like the whole time. No carb cycling, absolutely nothing, so just that. Over that year, it was my sophomore year of college, I believe. In January of 2014, my junior year of college, sorry about that. January of 2014 was when I first started tracking macros, so that was 2.5 years ago. January 2014 was when I was starting to watch Lane Norton videos. I was following people who were doing If It Fits Your Macros. I was looking up If It Fits Your Macros on Instagram, and I was like, this seems like a really good idea. I am not about to give up my Oreos, so like if I can fit those in my macros, why the hell wouldn't I be doing this? I started tracking my macros in January 2014, and then in March of 2014, so like a few months later, I decided to embark on my first prep for an NPC show. I was doing it 100% on my own, tracking my macros. I do not remember the exact calorie ranges or macro ranges that I was using, but I definitely, like, sub 100 carbs was not a thing. I did not think that was healthy. I thought anything sub 100 was like the devil and like death level, and I just did not have any desire to do that. So I don't think I got below like 1,400 calories. I think I was carb cycling. I don't really remember this prep and how I did it, to be completely honest, but I definitely just like remember lowering my calories and my macros as time went on, but that's about it. So after that prep, I think I got third in my class in that prep, and I definitely like wasn't that lean, but I still lost weight and I still felt really good and I was proud of myself. Regardless, after that I went through my short period of binge eating, so I'm gonna link my binge eating video. I'm not gonna talk too much about that, but I was definitely eating in a surplus for a few months. Probably like way too much that I really needed, but I was eating in a surplus for probably 2 months after that show. The way that I got out of my binge eating state was actually embarking on another prep. So I started yet another prep in August of 2014. And once I started prepping again, I completely stopped. I gained my control back because I'm a slight control freak. I gained the control back by being in a prep again because I wasn't sure how to continue to eat without being in a prep. So I got on a prep. Again, I coached myself through this whole show, and it actually went I specifically remember embarking on the new prep, and I got my control back and I was really happy, and I actually was very easily able to drop weight in that prep. I remember specifically like a few weeks in, I was like, I feel really good, things are going well, let me keep doing what I'm doing. And like, I didn't really have any fat loss stalls, I didn't really struggle that much, and I didn't really have to get sub 100 carbs at all. I think I'm going to try to find what I use to track my macros. I had my macros in my notes, and I just gave myself like a carb cycle. Like I tried to do like high, medium, and low, and then like keep repeating that cycle for a few days. And then like the next week I would drop my carbs by like 7 to 10 maybe, and like try to hit those particular numbers. And I just like kept lowering whatever it was every single week, and that seemed to work really well. And I got pretty lean for that show, and I didn't really struggle at all, and I did it all by myself, all if it fits your macros. And I was in my senior year of college prepping and waitressing and everything, and it went very well. Weirdly enough, I probably didn't go below 1,300 calories at my lowest. So when I tell you calorie amounts and ranges per prep, I'm just saying what my lowest was, not necessarily what I was at the whole entire time, just like what I was at my nitty gritty or like my really hard ending stages of prep. After that prep, I embarked on my first ever tracked off season. So this off season, I was like, I'm gonna have an off season, I'm gonna make it efficient, and I wanna put on muscle, and I wanna make sure that by the time I start my next prep, I'm eating as much as possible so I don't have to go so low on calories, which I later learned is absolutely not true at all. I think I got up to about 2,000 calories a day by the very end of that bulk. I think I spent 4 months in a bulk, and I gained about 10 pounds, which is a pretty good amount of time. Now, looking back, 4 months is not that long, but I thought that it was plenty of time. And then I hired my coach Will, and then we embarked on my first prep for nationals. So in March of 2015, when I started my first prep with Will, the guy that I have coaching me now, I've been with him for 1.5 years. So this was exactly 1.5 years ago or so. March of 2015 I started, and that prep with him went pretty well, but I definitely had to get lower than I had in past preps to get leaner. That prep, I thought that getting lower calorie was okay because I needed to get leaner than I was in the past, so I was like, this is totally fine. I actually did really well that prep. We did a couple of diet breaks because I did have some stalls, but it wasn't anything super significant. Like, we kind of got through it pretty easily, and he knew exactly what to do, and it worked pretty well. And I got down to about 108 to 9 pounds at my very lowest, and I think my calories probably dropped to about 1150 to 1,200 calories at my lowest at a 16-week prep. I think it was 16 weeks or so, maybe 17, which wasn't as low as I got this year. So that was pretty low, and I think my peak week carbs were probably at 70 or so. And now that you guys have watched this whole prep series, if you haven't already, go back and watch all the old videos, give them a thumbs up. 70 or so was my peak week carb depletion macros that prep about 1 year ago. I did Team U, which I got last call outs at. I didn't look that good. I had like really stressful digestive issue. I'll show you like clips of me posing and stuff, but like it was a bad show. I did the LA Championships a few weeks later, and I got the overall at that show, which was here. And then I also did USA's in Vegas, and I got 4th call out there. That was a national show. I didn't place that well, and I ended my season there. From there, I knew that I didn't want to get super low in calories again for quite some time. I really wanted to focus on a long off season. I'm not the type of person that just continuously wants to diet. Like, I don't feel the need to be in a diet forever. I don't feel the need to stay lean forever. But that end of that prep, I did have a few photo shoots coming up, and like I knew that there was a few opportunities that I wanted to stay kind of lean for. So I slowly reverse dieted, and I took my time, and I definitely stayed lean for like a little bit longer than I needed to. But regardless, I was pretty happy with what I did and like how I stayed lean for a little while, just because of what opportunities presented themselves at that particular time for me personally. But I definitely was in a deficit for like probably 4 to 6 weeks after that prep, which I won't do again. I need to just bump right up, but regardless, that's what happened. And I ended up being in an off season, although I was in a deficit still for a few weeks, probably 3 to 4 months or so. 3 months if you don't count those like 4 or so weeks that I was in a deficit still. And not that long of an off season. I did plan on it being longer and going through the whole entire winter into March. However, in November of 2015, this past November, I got top 10 for the bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search, which I am so grateful for. I have absolutely no regrets that that happened, and I have absolutely all of the gratefulness, happiness, emotions in the world that I was able to be a part of the bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search, because that absolutely changed my life. So many opportunities have come from being a bodybuilding.com athlete. However, I did have to stop my reverse diet, improvement season, bulk, whatever you want to call it. I had to stop that, cut it short, and do an 8-week mini cut, because we competed on stage at the LA Fit Expo in January, and we also had like a photo shoot at bodybuilding.com headquarters, and the whole goal is to kind of like get photo shoot-ish ready. So I did an 8-week mini cut, which ended up being really difficult because my body wasn't ready to be in a cut again. I definitely struggled during that cut. My body stalled. I did not like, it was not very happy dieting, and like it wasn't ready yet. Like it just needed more time to build and put on muscle. And I think I was about 115 pounds or so when I started that 8-week mini cut, and I got down to about 110 at the very end of January at the LA Fit Expo. And then I was like, okay, like I have 2 more months, let's do building before I start prep for the summer. And my whole goal the whole year was to like build, and then do a prep, and that kind of like cut it short. And I didn't really realize how much that affected me until now, pretty much. So that 2-month period actually really changed my life, because that's when I started powerlifting, and I really was liking it. And I was like, Coach, can you give me a powerlifting program? Because I really like it, and I want to focus on building muscle, and I want to focus on building strength while I still am in an off season. I got super strong. My max on squat was 235. My max on deadlift was 260. I wasn't benching because I previously had a shoulder injury, and I will start benching once my wrist is 100% back to normal, but it's not yet. It's like still, I stopped going to the PT. I need to go back. But anyway, 2 months, I put on about 10 pounds because I started at 110, and then I ended my bulk and started my prep around 120. And I started my prep at the very end of March, beginning of April. So I spent February and March building 10 pounds, 2 months, and then I got my calories up to probably like 1,700, which isn't that much, but I didn't have much time. And if I had the time from the bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search cut, I probably would have gotten them higher. But either way, I wanted to start prep. I was ready to go. I was like, all right, Coach, let's do this. And he put my macros lower than I expected, and they were lower than the previous prep. So if you compare, so that was the start of this prep, that Prep Life series. I'm gonna insert the clips of what I looked like right now at the beginning of that Prep Life episode 1, guys. That's when you guys started, that's when like this whole series really changed my life on YouTube. But this prep was definitely the hardest I've ever had to grind in my whole entire life for competition, and you guys saw me go through all of that. Never mind the fact that I broke my arm, but I had numerous fat loss stalls. I think there was like 3 of them where I struggled and I gained weight, and then I broke my arm, and then still had to like get super low calorie. My lowest calorie this prep has been probably about 1,000 calories on my low carb days, and I've been on that for quite some time now, and that's because my body hasn't had the time to get back to homeostasis for long enough. And now looking back, I like did the calculations over here. By the way, I ended up at this prep yesterday. I think I was on stage around like 113 pounds or so. Previous preps, I was on stage at 110. I was on stage at 107. It got leaner easier. I got leaner on higher calories, so I've had to dip lower calorie, and I haven't lost as much body fat as I have in the past. And the idea behind that is that in 2014, I spent about 6 months dieting. In 2015, I spent about 5 months. And in 2016, this year, I've spent a total of probably 6 months in a deficit. So moving forward, realizing that, I 100% like, I really want to focus on getting stronger, getting my metabolism back, and being healthy again. I've talked about this before. Competing is definitely extreme. It's definitely not healthy, and at a certain point, your body definitely takes a toll. And I don't regret any of the preps that I've done. all of the opportunities that I've had because I've been dieting, like the photo shoots and the bodybuilding.com thing and like the Pardomas and all of this other stuff. Being a fitness icon or whatever have you, being lean is rewarded, and it's kind of sad because it's hard for us girls or anybody in the fitness industry who's like in the spotlight to be okay with putting on weight and like being a little more fluffy and less stage lean and less photo shoot ready. But I am not afraid of that. I'm 100% okay with that. I'm 100% ready to take on this off season and build my strength, put on a little fat, get back to homeostasis and be like at a healthy level again for a long period of time. So no way that I'm gonna be touching a diet for quite some time. And in the future, you guys are gonna see powerlifting. I'm probably gonna compete in meet, and you guys are gonna see like food challenges probably. I'm gonna have more free meals. I'm gonna have definitely some like struggles going through all of that and actually putting on body fat, because that is not something that is well liked by females or anybody, because you feel like you're backtracking, but that'll be for a whole other video. And my goals moving forward from this point on, I do have another show that I want to do in 3 weeks, because I don't think I'm 100% at my best, and I don't want to end my prep not feeling 100% at my best. I want to end prep feeling like, okay, I did everything I can, I did my best, I brought my best package, and now I'm done. I also have a potential photo shoot opportunity at the Olympia, and it's not 100% set yet, but if I am doing it, I kind of want to be finished dieting a little earlier, and like if I'm pushing to the Olympia, it'll be then and not stopping now. And I know that y'all are concerned about me, and you guys are gonna say, please stop dieting now if you can, like you're gonna kill yourself, you're so unhealthy. I'm not gonna drop dead tomorrow. That's probably not gonna happen. I'm gonna be okay, fam. I'm gonna make it. Operation Body Restoration is underway. My coach and I are ready to do that, and the plan is there, it's set, guys, so don't worry about me. I'll be fine for the next few weeks. I'm excited to keep dieting, but I also am excited that I have a plan set in place for my off season, and I hope you guys enjoyed the little recap of my competition history, and I put a lot of effort into like making you guys aware of what I've gone through, how I've gotten to where I am today, and what my future plans are. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up on your way out. I appreciate you guys, and I'm excited to take you guys with me through the rest of my prep and the rest of my improvement season, off season, bulk life, food, powerlifting, all of that stuff. I'm super excited for it. So thank you guys again. I'll catch you guys in the next video.